I think California barbecue kind of becomes what California is, a mixture of everybody. My parents are from Alabama and Texas, so all of those traditions, I would take that and infuse that into something special. That's what we try to do here. Alabama meets Texas, right here in California. I am co-owner, Chef Shalamar Lane of My Father's Barbecue in Carson, California. Okay, so we have a Wagyu brisket here, about 13 pounds. It is the king of Texas barbecue. We inject our brisket here. So instead of the seasonings just being on the outside of the brisket, we actually get them into the meat. We wanted to really have our own flavor. We have a mixture of Worcestershire, a small amount of vinegar, and our house seasoning blend. So I'm gonna go with the grain, so you can kind of see it puff up. Try to get as much as I can in there, about 16 ounces, and you can see the color start to change. I have Texas in my blood, so you can't say it's not Texan. And I have Alabama in my blood, so you can't say it's not Alabama. It is tradition. Maybe not your tradition, but it's tradition. Who wants something that tastes like everybody else's anyway? I'm gonna season this with our house seasoning first. The base is salt, pepper. We have some paprika, a little bit of cumin, and about 9 other spices and seasonings. We kind of know what beef tastes like, but what does beef taste like when you add all of these colors of the rainbow to it? And this brisket is ready to go. Barbecue is a male-dominated space, but not in my life. I grew up cooking with my father, but his 2 sisters, we barbecued all the time while I was small. So that's what I saw. I saw women barbecuing. So for me, it's very, very familiar. The color that you see inside is gonna be the injection and the seasoning. This smoker here is a Bueller from Texas. We inherited this from the previous owner. It puts out a really, really good product. The firebox is here. We have our thermometer here, and here we're gonna adjust the temperature, and the airflow will go through here into the firebox, and that'll allow the oxygen to go in to release the heat into the smoker. So I usually start the fryer with oak, and then I'll add the pecan on as the fire burns down. We also use avocado. It actually gives off a slight flavor. It's really good. So these are the rib tips. These are cut from the top of the spare rib. In here, you'll find all of those spices that my father's side of the family from Bessemer, Alabama, they use. But in here, you'll find that cracked black pepper that you'll get in Texas, and you'll find those large granules of salt. Having all these different spices that you can use, why not use them? So that's what we do. To keep those traditions are very important, because somebody has to keep them or you lose them. It's important to me, it's important to my family. The Southern traditions, they make the best barbecue because that's what real barbecue is. Okay, so these are our spare ribs. When I look at my ribs, I like them to be as evenly cut as possible, a nice light pink color with a little bit of depth in there, a lot of fat content. We do baby backs in St. Louis sometimes, but the spare ribs have a lot of fat. They're really juicy. They cook really well. These ribs have the most flavor. I'm gonna cut off the skirt. We actually smoke the skirts. We season them, smoke them, and we use the skirts for our chopped rib sandwiches. Try not to waste anything. With the price of meat, who wants to waste anything? We have a wet and dry rub mix. This is a little bit of vinegar, lemon juice, a little Worcestershire, and a little secret sauce. This will help tenderize the meat, season the meat, and it'll also help the dry rub to stick to the meat. The base of the recipes are all family recipes. And I have spices and seasonings that they did not use. The new recipe has all been tested and approved by the family. So we have our big smoker inside, and then we also have another smoker out here. I think barbecue is just in my blood. I remember my aunt, she used to tell me, you are probably gonna barbecue. And I would say, no, I'm not gonna be barbecuing my whole life. What I found is a love for it. She always said it was in my blood, and I believe her now. I'm gonna close this up, and this will take about 2 to 4.5 hours to cook. So here we have fresh collard greens, and these greens actually came right out of my dad's garden. We also mix our collard greens with cabbage, which is something you don't get everywhere. Traditionally, you would have collard greens with either ham hocks or some type of pork. So what we do is use our smoked turkey legs that we just took off the smoker outside. I'm gonna drop 2 of these in the pot, and this will flavor the collard greens. And these are about 2-pound turkey legs, and I'm gonna add this to the pot along with some garlic powder, kosher salt, and red pepper flakes. I'm gonna add some sliced onion. So we're gonna let that cook for about 45 minutes, render all of the fat out of the turkey leg, all of the flavor, and then we'll add our collard greens and for additional 45 minutes, and then they'll be ready to go. You can smell them already. They smell like home. Okay, so I'm gonna check in on the ribs. They've been on them for about 45 minutes now, and we're just gonna see where they're going. They're still cooking, and I'm gonna baste those so that those stay nice and tender. We have some ribs that are in here that's been in here for about 4 hours, and those are almost ready to pull off. I'll baste those now. Some people baste with vinegar or just water. We actually put our house seasoning into the basting juice. So not only does it tenderize it, but it also flavors it at the same time. I've tried the spray bottle, but you see how much juice is coming off of there? So you're really able to have that juice sit on those parts that need to really be tenderized. All right, our ribs are done, so we're gonna pull these off. If my finger can go through there, then they're finished. When any meat just falls apart, it's usually overcooked. So you don't, at one point, you're gonna start to lose some of the juiciness, and you don't wanna render too much of the fat off because the fat is what just gives the meat flavor. Barbecue is special because you build on it. It builds families. People come together because of barbecue. There's something special about barbecue that I think touches everybody. It's hard to explain, but you feel it inside. The main thing that I would like the customers to walk away with is feeling like they've eaten somewhere where the person that prepared the food cared about it. Right now, we live in a society where everybody's trying to make money. Hey, let's throw some Cheetos on it. If somebody eats it, then great. But when you really care about the food and you take the time and you put the effort in it, it means something. Hands have touched that. Just like the ground we walk on. Somebody built this. Somebody took their time. Somebody's back was broken because they took the time to do this. I hope that when people walk into my restaurant, they walk away with the feeling of love and know that somebody cared about their food and we wanted them to be happy. It meant something to us that they came here and they were happy eating the food. That's what's important to me.